So today we are going to discuss a very important topic. We need to wait for 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, we are just going through the topic. So in today's topic, we are going to discuss on how to communicate. You guys know how to communicate? You guys might be wondering like why we are into the AI class and this guy is teaching us how to communicate. Why is it so? Right? But how to communicate with AI? That is my complete topic. And in the other way, we can say how we can communicate in a better way with AI. Or in the technical term, we can call that as prompt engineering. Right? How many of you know about prompt? What is prompt? What is prompt? Tell me. Tell me in the chat box quickly. What do you give to AI tools, right? We're saying like the instructions you give to AI, command which we give to the AI. Perfect. Khushi is saying a command which we give to the AI. Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. What else? How about others? Tell me what is a prompt? That you guys are very much aware of what a prompt is. So, in a very layman language, now, if I tell you what is a prompt, so it's basically the communication that you are doing with the large language model. The communication you are doing, the way to communicate in a very simple language, the way to communicate with the AI. The better the way you communicate with the AI, the better the answers you will get. Trust me, the better the way you will communicate with the large language models, the better the answer you will get, or the desired output you will get, or what kind of output you want that you will get. Right? So, and this word, na, prompt engineering is just a word engineering. There is nothing like engineering, but there is a lot of communication that is involved into this. So today we are going to discuss that. So there are 10 participants. Again, still a lot of are missing. But anyway, let's go through the topic. So are we using any AI tools? Today is going to be the very much kind of technical session. So I hope you are having your pen and notepad along with you. If you are not having, go quickly and get it. Perfect. So I told you that the better the communication we will do with AI, the better the output that we will get. Now, the better communication, let me tell you you will say, na, communication is communication, how better and how bad. So, better communication, what I mean to say is, let us take an example that let's say I have hired an intern. I have hired an intern and I am just working, and that intern is working good on a daily basis. And yeah, the work that is given to that intern, he do that on a very good level. And on some particular day, na, I was very much busy in the meetings. So I randomly said and asked that intern that I am very much hungry. I was literally very, very much hungry. So can you just get me something to eat very quickly, maybe in just 10 minutes, maybe in just 5 minutes? So I said that to intern. I asked that to order something or to get that the food to eat quickly because I am very much hungry. Just get that in 5 minutes. So now what the intern did now, say he basically Googled what is the nearby restaurants available to that location, and Burger King was available. So he ordered burger, and or he get there and they quickly get the burger and hand it to me. So now, are you getting the context? I asked my intern that get me something to eat because I am very much hungry, but the requirement is get me quickly in 5 minutes. And now the intern has fulfilled the criteria, and that is he quickly got me a burger to eat. Now, how many of you agree that this intern has done his job in a very well manner? Type yes in the chat box. Yes, yes, yes. You guys agree, right? Perfect. I also agree. I also agree that intern has performed his task in a very well structured manner or very well in a very good manner. But now the thing is, na, when the intern presented me the burger, I was like, oh yeah, I can't have this burger because I am on a dieting, or maybe I cannot have this burger because uh, I am maybe uh, allergic to this burger or something, anything. I cannot have this burger right now. Now, what happened now? I should have informed that intern that I cannot eat any kind of fast food. You should always go for this kind of food. My preference is this much. So there was a communication lag. That these kind of things I should have informed the intern in the advance so that the work should be done in a very well structured manner and the output should be good also. Now you guys might be wondering why I'm just telling you this example of communication lag, because sometimes what happens now in the way when you are communicating with the large language models, this happens with you also. How much better you will be at giving the prompt, how much better you will be in communicating with the large language model, you will find that the better quality of answers it will deliver it to you. And the purpose is basically the same, right? To get the best quality of answers from the large language models. And in order to get the best quality of answers, in order to maybe get the desired answers, there is a framework that we have designed, or not we have designed, in the industry leaders have designed, that is called as prompt engineering. And in the past batch, I have already showcased this, so I'll just share this. Is the notepad visible to you? I'm having a simple notepad. Perfect. Okay. So now in prompt engineering, there is basically we are having a six-step formula that we can include in the prompts to make them even more better, to make them even more good. Now, this six-step formula is don't just get complicated with that. It's a very basic. I must say the opposite of it. It's a very detailed one. In the YouTube now or wherever you will read about prompt engineering, they will only tell you that this role is important, uh, then task is important, and they will tell you that this is important, this specifics is important. They don't tell you this stuff, context, examples, and notes. But here we have discussed this thing in a very detailed way. What is a prompt engineering and how you can improve the quality of answers that you will ask from ChatGPT or something, right? Now let's start with the number one. As you can see in the role. In fact, you always have seen me when I just give any kind of prompt to Chat GPT. I always assign the role. Have you guys seen me? I always like narrate that kind of thing. How many of you have seen that I always say like act as a this, act as a social media manager, act as a content writer, or act as a this, because this is involved in this prompt engineering. It's a very first part. That is assigning the role, right? Perfect. So now it is just the first step in assigning the role, and it is not about assigning the role. Can be like act as a social media manager, or act as a maybe uh, content writer, act as a personal finance advisor. This can be the simple role that you are assigning, but we always not stick to the role in order to improve. See, this is the role, task, specifics, context, examples, and notes. This is the prompt engineering. But here I have included some more things in detail. Na? Give complementary qualities or this stuff. So why is it so? This is even for the sake that we are able to maybe even make the answers even in a more better way. And in a better way, how I am seeing this is not my like knowledge. This is research backed, and that when we include these things, when we give the role and we give the qualities, what kind of complementary qualities you are having, it is likely to improve the output of the response by X percentage. The percentage is also mentioned in the research papers. You can have the Google research about that. So let's assign a role. Maybe you are a social media marketer with the experience of 15 years, and you create this kind of post or something. So you are maybe giving the qualities also. You can give the experience also. You can give that you are world class web developer. You can give qualities like you are having 15 years of experience in designing Instagram posts or captions or anything else you can give. So that comes under the rule. You can just maybe take a screenshot of this, or maybe you can maybe write it, right? Because this is going to be very much important. Then we have what we have is task. The second one, because what happens now, usually when we are interacting with the large language model or chat GPT or anything, we usually forget this stuff. We start with this task always. What do you always say to chat GPT? I am required to do my homework. It's a math homework and do that for me or do whatever. Right? You always put the task to that chat GPT. But now you can assign the role that what qualities that role is having, or what qualities that chat GPT is having. And why is it even important? Because this chat GPT is good at each and everything. It is good in web development. It can be the world's best web developer. It can be the world's best software developer. It can be the world best business advisor or anything. So it depends upon the role that you are assigning, and the role also, this role, what kind of role you are assigning, that also depends upon the work you want that ChatGPT to do. Maybe it's a work that involves, maybe you want to write Instagram captions. So for that particular work, maybe a social media marketer or maybe a content writer is the best fit. So you will assign that thing. It is unlikely that you will assign that you are a business advisor and you want this to do. Maybe you want to write Instagram captions and you are assigning the role that you are a business advisor. This is not like that, right? Whatever task it is of relevant of, right, that kind of role you can assign, right? So this is it. Now comes the task. Let's say you want to write Instagram captions. So let's say you want to write a story of two paragraphs, right? So now in order to write the story of two paragraphs, what you will do, you will assign the role that you are an expert person or you are a world class story writer and you want to write the story. Now comes to the task that I want you to write a story on the topic this, और जो भी आपका requirements है, whatever your requirement is, right? Okay. So now this task work on a very simple principle of chain of thought prompting. You might have or might not have heard about this. Chain of thought prompting is nothing. Don't get very complicated with this. It's basically telling the model model is basically maybe ChatGPT or Gemini telling the model that uh, in a very structured manner, in a very systematic manner, each and everything. It depends upon this. It works on this technique that you are structurally telling each and everything to the model. So first is the role, which is very much clear to you, and in the task there is nothing like that because you are always before this class now. Every time you have used ChatGPT, na, you have just given the task, right? Now you will assign the role, then the task. Now comes the one important thing, and that is specifics. But before moving ahead to the specifics, is this role and task clear to you? Do you want to ask anything in this? Type yes or no in the chat box. Right. Now let's move ahead and discuss something very important, that is specifics. Specifics is basically, let's take the same example that you were required to write a story. It's of two paragraph story. Now the two paragraphs is the specifications of that story. Let's say you want to write a story on the topic. What kind of topic should I take? Any topic that you can take, maybe on a Manali trip, right? Just a story on Manali trip that you would like to write. So you want to write that story, and it's on Manali trip or any topic that Avansh is saying. Max is this thing. So the topic is this. Now there are some specifications. What kind of specifications it can be having? There should be maybe two characters in the story. So you will explain that character one is Ram, character two is Ayansh, right? Then there can be there can be a word limit in the story, that it can be up to 500 words only. There can be two paragraphs requirement, so there can be two paragraphs in the story, right? There can be requirement of language that should be in English, right? So all these are specifications about your task. Ask what the task was. Task was that you were required to write a story, and all these are specifications. So I can write all these specifications under this. See, you can write the additional instructions, and in the bullet points you can also write preferably additional instructions as the bullet point, right? Let's take another example. Let's say our task was to write the Instagram captions. So in Instagram captions, I'm just going to upload a post on Instagram. I need the captions for Instagram. So what I'll do, I will add the specifics also. What kind of specifics? What the post is all about. Let's say my post says, or the image or the graphic I have created says, 5 ways to weight loss, 5 ways to lose the weight, right? Or 5 ways to gain the weight. So I need to tell that the graphic is all about this stuff. There is this thing involved in the graphic. I want that you also include the hashtags in the Instagram caption. It should not go beyond maybe 50 words, right? It should be eye catchy. Whenever the user is seeing that post, it should be very much eye catchy. So kind of that you can include in the specifications. But specifications has a very interesting technique in this, and that is emotional prompting. Now, this will be very much different from what I have heard, or in fact, I acknowledged. And this is again, whatever I am telling you over here is backed by research. All the research papers are available on Google. You can just search all of them. Emotional prompting. There won't be any person that on YouTube or somewhere that you won't will be telling you this, guys. So what is this emotional prompting is? Now you are telling the model that why that particular task is even important for you, or whatever the response the model will give you, na, What is the importance of that response for you? You need to tell that emotionally. Let's say you want to write the story. Let's take the same example. You can tell that this story is basically my school homework, and if I don't do my school homework now, I will be very much punished, and my parents will scold me or something. So I have to bear a lot. So do the task very nicely. So you need to tell that, or you can tell that, and this is my this project, and I need to do this in a very serious manner, because if I am not able to do this, this will happen to me. So you are throwing some emotional prompts, so that it is clearly visible in the quality of answers, that the model will obviously improve the quality of responses when you give some emotional prompting to the model, right? This is specifications, and under specifications you can include that. Tell me if this role, task, and specifications are clear to you. And by the way, wherever on the YouTube and any other courses the people are selling, they only guide you till this stuff. They won't tell you that these are also the things into that. It's clear to only Khushi or others also. Others, right? Should be okay. Okay. So this is the thing. This is 3 points: role, task, and specifics. Now comes something important, and that is context. Context. Now, by context, what I mean to say is, let's take the example that we were creating Instagram captions. So in the specifics, I told what kind of captions I am creating, the post I have created, and the graphics I'm posting for that Instagram post. What kind of captions should I create? But in context, what I can tell now, which industry my page is operating in, or which niche or which category my page is operating in, or my business is operating in, what kind of post I always post, I can include that, right? What kind of tone is there in all my Instagram other posts, I can include that. So I'm giving the context, right? Or maybe I can also write that in a earlier, let's say there are different posts in the Instagram, I can give what kind of tone, what kind of language, or is this funny language or professional, what kind of things I have included in all other my Instagram captions, and I want you to include. So that is the context we are giving of anything, right? It can be a story, whatever we are creating. It can be a business concept. It can be job related, whatever the task is, the role is. That is there. So context. We are defining other things. And then comes the very important thing is examples. And in examples, it is working on a technique called few shot prompting. Might be some of you have heard this few shot prompting or single shot prompting. This is nothing. This is like giving examples to the model. Give the example used to write. So I can just put maybe 3 to 5 Instagram captions, so that it will improve the quality of answers. Again, this few shot prompting. My voice is clearly coming. It is showing that internet connection is unstable. You have voice coming clearly? No. Okay. You're not audible. Okay. Now is it better? So she's saying yes. Can you repeat? Yes, from there. From there. I should repeat from there. Uh, it is clear. I start with the example. The few short prompting. Okay. I'm just explaining. So what happens now? Okay. What happens now? You need to show different examples to this model, and preferably these are 3 to 5 examples. And in the research papers, when you will find, you will see that they should ask you to include 10 to 32 examples, anywhere between 10 to 32 examples. So that is a lot of examples. But yes, again, it has obviously proven that this will improve the quality of answers that you will get, of responses that you will get. Now, why I don't recommend 3 to 5 examples, will tell you later on, maybe if time was available in this meeting, for sure. So examples you can include, for example, you are writing a story, you can give the examples of a story, that these are 3 to 5 examples of the story that you can take for reference. Or I can maybe do Instagram captions thing, or any kind of thing, I can just give an example. Then comes the last thing, and that is notes. Notes is basically your last chance in your entire prompt to include whatever you think that is important. You can also include those things in the notes that has already been included over here. That has already been included over here, and you can include that again over here in the point. You can write something that don't do this kind of stuff. You want that, you don't want that this kind of stuff has to be done in your output. So you can include that don't do this kind of stuff. Yeah, right. Yeah, fair. I want something in my, let's say I given the prompt for storytelling. I can just write, uh, don't include the third character. It should be on 2 characters only, for example, just right. Or anything, notes you can write. Or you can include that do this stuff only, right? So each and everything that you can include over here. I know this is a little tricky, but yes, in notes, this is your last chance. Now comes the very interesting part, and that is this is law is based on the technique called lost in the middle effect. What is this lost in the middle effect? You obviously know that, and what is it? Is basically you. There are different students which are present in the today's meeting, and what happens now in schools now? What you will find that you need to write answers. Maybe you need to write 2 pages or 3 pages of answers in the exams. Now you will find that. So smartly, what you will play is you will do that. Let's say there is a question that I need to answer for 3 pages. So what mostly students and teachers do in the starting, let's say in the starting of the paragraph, you will be including those things that is very much important, and towards the end of your answer, you will be including those things that are very much important. Now, in the middle, you will see that you will include those kind of stuff that is less important. And same happens with the teachers also. They read the answers. Do you think that your teachers read the entire answers or something? No teacher do that. They read the starting and the end. So what I'm trying to say is this large language models or this prompts, they give very much attention in the starting of the prompt and in the end of the prompt, and they are lost in the middle. That is why it is called as lost in the middle, right? So in the middle it is lost, but in the starting it is very much hyper attentive, and it is in the end it is hyper attentive. Every part separately. Yeah, just for an example, I'm telling you, right? It can be different. You can say like I am having MCQs in the exams, right? So yeah, that is there, lost in the middle effect. The same manner, this large language model is also lost in the middle. It gives hyper attention. It gives more attention towards the start and towards the end. And that is why in the notes now, whatever things is very much important and you feel that it should be mentioned twice, you can write it in notes also. Is this clear till now? This 6 things that is there. Hmm. Perfect. Now, can you tell me one thing that I know that you guys use ChatGPT, Gemini a lot. So, can you think that this kind of stuff, this thing, six step formula, you can use on a daily basis? You can use this on a daily basis. I use Claude. Yeah, Claude is also very good. So she is saying yes, then it's absolutely perfect. It's absolutely perfect. If you can use that, absolutely perfect. But what happens now? Let's say I'm required to use, I'm required to ask anything, or I required Instagram caption or something. These are very conversational prompts. You ask ChatGPT or something in a very conversational prompts. Whatever we are doing on a daily basis is an example of conversational prompts, right? We ask something from ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, DeepSeek, Grok on a conversational level. But this, again, in a conversational level, if you are using this, it's absolutely always best. But on a sometimes on a practical like case scenarios, we are not able to do use this kind of stuff. But if you want, you can use these steps if you want on a daily basis, right? But mostly people don't do that also. So this prompt engineering is especially designed not for conversational prompts. It is not, if you are using that on a daily basis, absolutely good enough. But especially this is designed for those kind of cases where we want some kind of desired output. What kind of desired output I'm telling you about? Let's say I want a response in true or false, yes or no, a single word response, which ChatGPT doesn't give you. You can ask ChatGPT na that maybe let's say you can ask ChatGPT anything. Uh, is Taj Mahal is in Agra? I'm just asking, right? See, the thing is, I just want simple yes. I want this stuff, na. I don't want this. The Taj Mahal is in Agra. I even don't want this. And scenarios. There are scenarios when we build the automation. Na, this is something advanced. When we build automation using make.com, Zapier, N8N, so then we want a symbol. Yeah, we want desired output that this should be the output. So there we don't want this complicated stuff. See, it has given. I have not asked ChatGPT that I want this stuff. I have never asked. No, I simply write is Taj Mahal located in Agra. It should have given me yes or no, but it has given me a lot of stuff which is irrelevant for me as of now. It can be useful for me on a daily basis, but I when I'm doing things on a professional basis, that means when I'm building some automations using this N8N, make.com, Zapier, over there, I need the desired responses. And by desired responses, what I mean is it can be a simple topic. Let's say an automation can be created where I want my LinkedIn post to be automated. Let's say I will never find any captions for my LinkedIn post. I will never create an image to be posted on LinkedIn, but I will connect two to three different things, and something I will connect two to three LLMs, large language models. And what will happen is, let's say I will use the large language model of Gemini to create image. I will use the large language of ChatGPT to write something for the Instagram or LinkedIn caption, and I will use automation to post that on LinkedIn. Now, what I want is I will be pre-feeding some prompt in this ChatGPT LLM that I will be using over there. I will be pre-feeding, this is maybe something advanced right now for you guys. I will be pre-feeding prompt to create image on a daily basis to Gemini, and when I will run that, or automatically at 11 a.m. I will set that it will run automatically. So ChatGPT will give out the caption, Gemini will produce the images, and then they will be posted to the LinkedIn profile exactly at 11 a.m. whatever I have set. Now, in order to get this stuff, now let's say I want to create this LinkedIn caption. So in order to create that LinkedIn caption, what I need is I need to have the topic for the post which I am going to post for the day. And in order to create the topic, there is another LLM of ChatGPT which I will use. There is a long chain of this kind of this stuff now when we create automations. So I will pre-feed another prompt to get the topic. Now, how about I want to get some topic, but ChatGPT will write these are the topics which you can take. First is maybe natural disasters, second is Taj Mahal, third is this, and Taj Mahal is good for this stuff. Kind of this responses. If ChatGPT has given over there, my entire workflow, my entire automation would have failed, right? So there it is very much required to get the desired output. I want only yes or no. I want the set topic name. I want natural disaster as the topic. That's it. So that entire then another steps can be done using that. Is this little complicated for you? Did you get that? Because this is little advanced in the automation field. Koshi understood. What about others? Ayansh, Kashbi, Kaustubh, Taman, Mohammed Khalid. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Great. Great. So over there, this prompt engineering plays a very important role where we have to like figure out this stuff, right? So this is basically all about prompt engineering. And in fact, I have told you this is basically 3 to 5 examples we will use is because now till now when you guys use Chat GPT, you will what you feel like that there is a free version of Chat GPT and there is a paid version of Chat GPT. These are the two things available. But when you use these kind of large language models on a professional level, let's say to create automations or something, you have to use their API. So we are using their API. So every time that automation, let me just give you a very glimpse of it, right? So that you can just maybe relate it. Not that much in detail, but yeah. See, just for the example, I'm just telling you, don't just get too much over complicated or don't think so it is very much complicated or stuff. Just for the example, see this kind of automation we create using make.com. This is make.com. We have another platform like Zapier or N8N. So what we are doing is now see whatever I have just told you in the example, we are doing that. We have linked a Google Google Sheet, and from there now what we are doing is let me just maybe show you that example that we have just it's working. So we have used this API of Chat GPT. Here I have already pre-feeded any prompt. Whatever I have told you, na, I have pre-feeded this prompt. Whenever this entire loop will run out, whenever this entire loop will run out, so it will run on a step by step manner. So we have this chat GPT prompt. So what it will do is, you are a world class LinkedIn growth strategist and an AI content expert. Your goal is to give me high impact. I am first getting the LinkedIn post idea for today. So whenever this entire loop or this scenario, basically this loop will run out, so it will generate a topic of my own choice. But don't you think that when I ask ChatGPT to give me the LinkedIn post topic, it won't reply me with a single word. It gives me a bunch of things, right? So this thing will give me one simple thing, one simple topic that I will feed to my Google Sheets, whatever I have connected, right? Now that in the Google Sheet I have feeded that topic. After feeding the topic, I am using this ChatGPT Sora tool to generate image. Generate image. It will generate image for that topic. Then I am again feeding that to Google Sheets. The link of that image will be feeded to Google Sheets. And now I am posting that using this Google Sheet and all, using LinkedIn. Just a very simple. Don't take this into that kind of stuff that you it's very complicated or something. But here in this stuff, na, when we run these scenarios, it will consume tokens. It will consume tokens. So higher the lengthy the prompt you will be having, the higher the number of tokens it will consume. For example, uh, API pricing, if you see, you will have this kind of pricing 0.75 for 1 million tokens. It will give you tokens. Now, upon every successful run or upon every run, it will use tokens, right? Because we are using that using the API. The lengthier your prompt will be, the lengthier the tokens will be. That is why I suggested you to only use 3 to 5 examples and not to use 10 to 32 examples, which are there recommended by the research papers and all. So that is there. Don't get too much complicated with that loop which I have just shown you. Is that clear now? I can't see what. Okay, done. Perfect. Is that clear right now? On a practical case scenarios where this prompt engineering, these kind of prompts is getting used. This is used where we are using these APIs and all, na? Hmm. But so, and this was all about this prompt engineering. Let's quickly discuss one more thing in this prompt engineering itself. This is markdown formatting. Markdown formatting is again nothing but, let's say you use Microsoft Word or something. In the schools, you have been taught with the this is H1 heading 1, this is H2 heading 2, H3 heading 3, kind of that stuff. In schools, you have been taught, right? So what happens now when you are using these headings and all, you are just writing your or you are structurizing your prompt, right? So maybe in fact you come across some text that is randomly written, then it will be hard for you also to read that read that. Same is happening with the AI also. If it is well structured, na, it is written with the help of headings or something, so it is very much easy for the AI also, to the machine also, to learn that quickly. Yes, this is there. And in fact, this open AI CEO, that is Sam Altman, says that they also use markdown formatting. Markdown formatting is nothing. I am just putting headings like this. I am assigning the role. I can write something. Then I am giving maybe the task, right? I am just giving the task. Then I am assigning the specifics. Yeah, that, then I'm assigning the specifics. right? I can just write, or these are the heading one. These are the heading one. And if I would like to create the heading two, let's say heading two, then I can use this double. For heading three, I can use this kind of stuff. Okay. So this makes sure so that we are writing everything, every prompt in a well structured manner. This is it. So I think now this is very much clear to you guys. Now, if you are having any kind of queries regarding this, please feel free to ask. Okay, okay, perfect. Yeah, no, from my side, Kushi clear है, perfect. Okay. What about others? For stuff, perfect. See, this is very important, right, guys? है ना? If you are having any kind of queries, please feel free to ask. And let me just copy paste this also in the chat box. I think you have already noted it down, right? That is the thing. I think we are good to go. You can always ask doubts now. In fact, you can just have spend some time in this and just research about this, or maybe just try this stuff so that you will have an idea for that. And yeah, okay. So, any more queries? Anything that you'd like to share? He's saying okay, perfect. So I think yeah, we can end this meeting and perfect. Done. So, okay, bye bye. Take care, guys. Hello. Hello, bye bye. Okay.